It's history time, people. And so everyone take a seat. It's going to be a little long. Bear with me. One of the best things that ever happened to me in education was Miss Gloria Dismag's world history class I had in my freshman year in high school in 1976. She was the first one that taught us how to think critically, taught us how to do essays and rights, who told us, hey, it's more than just a book. You need to know how you can evaluate this information. So what our history class was about, it took us from the beginning of civilization forward. Okay, starting with the Egyptians and all the empires that went forward. And the other thing she did, she studied also the religions, how that applied to everything. So what brought us through world history, and what's the French Revolution. But there was another part of history that a lot of people kind of don't know about. It's after the French Revolution. It's called the Metternich era. Metternich was a former aristocrat who survived the purge, who rose to power after the chaos of the French Revolution and rebuilt the French aristocracy. He went backwards. Okay? That laid rise to the new French Empire. Napoleon III, if you're familiar with Mexican history, they remember he, in order to, for the empire, the new empire, they conquered some of Mexico. But Cinco de Mayo is about the battle that helped kick out the French in Mexico. Later, another revolution came by. It wasn't a revolution, but enough where a government, a democratic government, replaced the new French Empire and the aristocrats. Which brings us to today. So, Donald Trump revoked the EEOC 65 executive order, allowing all companies to discriminate about hiring practices. I don't know if government companies want to do that, but if you want to go play that game, fine. Do your thing. There ain't enough white folk to fill out all the positions. Do what you're going to do. Which brings me to what's going on. The idea of the Metternich era was to go back to where everything was good for the rich and the aristocracy. They have convinced, since the trickle-down economics, since Reagan years, that the rich have your best interest at heart. That's why the poor idiots keep voting Republican and for these people. That's why the poor idiots are defending Elon Musk, like he cares about you. And then what they wanted to do, and what this whole thing, this whole DEI and woke and all that and affirmative action, all this bullshit that they've laid on us for decades now, it's an effect to go back to 1955. In their mind, 1955 was the greatest year of all time. White men were in charge of everything. Women knew their place. No one questioned the power of a white man. And we were a Christian nation. All right? Simple as that. They want to go back to that. Because they feel, and that was the height of American power. Don't matter that things have changed, that our population is more mixed. Doesn't matter about that. That was only good for a few people. All that matters is they get back to that time period where everyone knew their place. Hence, all the crazy and absolutely edicts that Trump has put out in his executive orders. I'm going to say this, it's going to be bad. There are going to be companies that do that because, well, unfortunately the white folk are still on the head of it, and white males are too. If you're a woman and a white woman and you think that you got over, you didn't. If you're a Latino who voted for Trump, you're a dumb fuck. I know a lot of you out there. And those of you who are of the African American persuasion, if you're ignoring this because you think everyone betrayed you and you don't want to get involved, guess what? You're fucking involved now. Okay? Trump is pushing everything back to 1955. It's bad enough for us. It was worse for you guys. And think about it. All the civil rights movements, Martin Luther King, everything. The people who died on the Pettus Bridge, the beatings, the tortures, the water hoses, don't mean shit. You get it? You sabe now? So it's time for everyone to stop being fucking butthurt and time to stand up together. Yeah, we got sidetracked. We got side punched by a bunch of our own who were stupid. They're about the FAFO. Because the thing about it too, the poor whites aren't going to be part of this new America. They don't get it. So right now, it's going to be bad. But the consequences of this are going to come up eventually. And I'm going to talk about that in another video because we got to talk about the economics. But what I'm telling you, all you people out there, it's time to stop this shit. You got what you deserve. FAFO. Hey, I get that. That's for MAGA. But I am willing to say fuck it at this point. So yeah, my Latino brothers and sisters are stupid enough. They're going to pay the price. But the point now, we're all in this together. This was absolutely the point where Donald Trump and the Christian right and all those white men have decided we're going to time travel back to 1955. Because the next thing on the chopping block is Brown versus the Board of Education, which Clarence Thomas already put a target on. The next thing is interracial marriage. The next thing is Jim Crow laws coming back. Because think about it, if it's states' rights and everyone has the right to do whatever they want, hire whoever you want, that means you can discriminate about who eats where you at your place and who you serve and whether or not you can go to the bathroom if you're white or not. Think on it. So this is a call to order. It's time for us to all get up and start reaching across and say, hey, this shit happened. Now we need to stop it because now they've taken the next step. The next step is going back to a time where we of color meant nothing. And I'm not going there.